Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Safe to say this is one of the more unexpected updates we've had so far in MW2 and Warzone 2, but tonight, of course, they waited till the Nuggets were on. Infinity Ward dropped a brand new patch for MW2 and Warzone 2 with a handful of gameplay fixes, things that we've been waiting on for, quite some time here. Now, they did do these patch notes in a bit of a different way. They actually just did these on Twitter. They haven't updated like their actual patch note page or anything, so it's just these tweets they've gone ahead and released here, but they say we've released a small update with fixes for MW2 and Warzone 2. So our first one here, they fixed an issue where pressing down on the scoreboard moves the cursor by 2. So essentially this would not allow you to mute specific players sometimes on the scoreboard, particularly in multiplayer here. It'd make you, if you wanted to mute, player number 2, it'd go from 1 to 3. You'd have to just mute the whole lobby to mute that player. So they've gone through and fixed that. That's pretty nice. Fixed an exploit allowing access to non-core multiplayer maps in a private match. So small thing there, but they've gone ahead, they've fixed that. Fixed a bug where weapons that had a receiver manually changed in Gunsmith could not be equipped in DMZ. So this is a big one. There's been a lot of issues with DMZ where you load into the game with your insured weapon and your insured weapon is just nowhere to be found, right? It's completely missing. You would then have to play that game out with no custom gun. And sometimes when you'd go back to the main menu, it would completely delete your insured weapon. You'd have that 2-hour timer there where you couldn't use it. Other times, it's like your insured weapon was there with you all along, even though it clearly wasn't. So that's part of the bug there where you couldn't actually load in with your custom gun because of the receiver issue there. So hopefully that solves that moving forward. They also addressed an exploit allowing blocked attachments to be equipped. So there were certain attachments, I guess, that were not allowed to be equipped that shouldn't have been able to go on to your custom loadouts. And those are no longer going to be available. So like sometimes a barrel will block certain underbarrels or something else will block a different other attachment category, and you could put those on, so you're just not going to be able to do that any longer. They fixed a UI bug in the store that caused free bundle tags to stay on screen across other items. I mean, there's some irony behind them fixing store things so quickly. Like, we didn't even know this was a bug. This was never mentioned on the Trello, but there's store things being fixed when obviously there's a lot of other things in game that are pretty major issues that have yet to be addressed. By the way, as we are breaking down all the fixes, all the little patch notes here, just a reminder, if you guys are new to the channel, every single day I got you covered with the latest going on in MW2, Warzone 2, and DMZ. So if you want to guarantee you are always up to date, feel free to hit that subscribe button, turn on those post notifications. Also, if you guys enjoyed this video, let me know by dropping a like on it as well. Let's try and aim for 2,000 likes on this one. The final little patch note that they got from this mini update, there's also another thing that we have to go over here as well, but they fixed a crash that could occur when leaving the firing range with a secondary weapon equipped. Now, of course, the menu is still full of crashes. I myself, it's a complete gamble whenever I load up the main menu if the game's gonna crash or not as I'm scrolling through my attachments or whatever else, but apparently there was a specific crash for that with a firing range, so they've gone through, they've fixed that. They also fixed an issue where some players did not receive the Anime Enjoyer sticker after purchasing the Notice Me 1.0 bundle. So again, another store update when there's a lot of other things going on. Now, the thing is that's obviously a much easier fix than them having to go through and pinpoint the exact cause of other certain larger issues. Maybe there's issues with, certain freezes or certain glitches in Warzone or DMZ or multiplayer that take a lot of QA testing so that they can pinpoint the exact root of the issue and go through and actually fix that. Whereas the store stuff, a lot of the time, it can be changing one value in the backend code or something like that. So while it is sort of a meme, the store stuff always gets fixed before the big issues. That's often because there's a much simpler fix to things on the menu versus actual in-game bugs. They also put out this smaller update earlier on this morning. We just released an update that fixes an issue where some Xbox users had trouble accessing the game. So if you are an Xbox player and you noticed over the past couple of days you were having problems with certain things or actually just getting onto the game itself, maybe you were stuck on the fetching online profile or whatever the case may be, they did fix a specific issue there. So that's something important to take note of as well. By the way, this update in particular with these sort of mini patch notes here didn't require any major download, at least on console from the looks of it. I know on PC I had like a 900 meg update earlier on this afternoon. I was curious to see if that was going to change anything. Didn't seem like it initially, but clearly that's what this update here was. So if you're on PC, you might notice like a small minor update for this one that you have to download. It's nothing major though. And then if you're on console, you'll probably just be met with the whole update requires restart screen. After you get through that, you get on the game, you're good to go. You can play as needed. So bit of a mini update here, nothing too crazy, but a handful of fixes and some new new patch notes nonetheless, which is always nice to see. Again, I'm really anticipating most of the major changes and major upgrades, if you will, for this game to come with season 2 here on February 1st, which is unfortunate that that's still a couple of weeks away. Maybe, you know, over the course of the next 2 weeks while we're waiting for that to happen, we'll see some small mini updates go live like these with some small fixes. Of course, as that happens, as anything becomes public here with patch notes or update changes or anything like that, I'll be sure to keep you guys covered. So stick it here for that alongside everything else going on in COD. But that's going to wrap things up for this one. If you guys enjoyed, let me know by dropping a like on the video itself. And until next time, take it easy. Have an awesome rest of your day. And I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.